Not quite so. Oh, there we go. It finally picked it up. Hello and welcome everybody to some Wednesday night racing action here with the Vigilante Racing League as they get all twisted and turned and all sideways here tonight, coming at you live deep in the heart of Texas at Circuit of the Americas. That's right, we are road course racing here tonight, all for everybody to try to get those super important championship points. Who is going to leave here a winner, and who's going to leave here maybe just with a little less I don't know, confidence under their belt at these road courses? We're just gonna have to wait and find on out. We had a great show here last year when they came here, expecting the same here tonight. So let's get this party started and get things kicked on off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge thank you to the proud supporters and sponsors of the VRL, such as GC Cruise Travel and Mr. Greg Klein. Give him a call at 918-906-5616 or shoot him an email or a message over on the Facebook so you can get your next vacation booked up and underway and start relaxing sooner rather than later. Let Greg and his expertise with all your vacationing needs get you all set on up to just enjoy what this world has to offer. So big thank you to GC Cruise Travel, the official travel provider of the VRL and AAA Broadcasting. Big thank you as well to Blue Fox Properties and Mr. Dave Mayberry. Give him a call at 520-850-4189 and let Dave and his 18 plus years of experience buying and selling homes all across the United States help you get into that home of your dreams. Whether you're in the Tucson, Arizona area or anywhere across the country, man, Dave is the man to call to help you on out, because this housing market just gets crazier and crazier. Be sure to get yourself a good quality realtor today. So big thank you to Blue Fox Properties and Mr. Dave Mayberry. Of course, huge thank you as well to D&D Race Graphics, some beautiful customized paint schemes that are sure to light up those iRacing lobbies and get all the attention that you ever needed, as well as some fantastic splash screens that we get each and every single week. That's from our good buddy Mr. Ricky Wittenberg. So please be sure to head on over and support D&D Race Graphics and get yourself a great and fantastic paint scheme here today. We also have, it's not necessarily a sponsorship, but more of a announcement that people need to be more aware of here tonight, is that over at TrackDogsRacing.net or TrackDogs.net or TrackDogsRacing.com, the VRL Trucker Cap currently, with a promo code of VRL, is for sale for $10. That's $5 off the original price here, and as you can see, they're absolutely fantastic. So this offer only comes once every so often. Beautiful colors and everything. So be sure to head on over to trackdogs.net and pick yourself up a VRL trucker cap here today, again using code VRL at checkout. And there we go, making sure I got to get back to the right screen here. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined by, oh, he's no longer invisible, but it's, I'm not gonna be able to get him in there, but it's our buddy and the brewmaster in general, Mr. Alan English, joining us here tonight. Gonna be having a beautiful time here at Circuit of the Americas. Glad you were able to drink your way out of that beer vat that you were stuck in, and all that there, English, to join us here tonight. But looking forward to a pretty good showing from these drivers here.
Yeah, man, it's a cool track. Our buddy Greg Klein was down there the other day and got to see it in person. But Circuit of the Americas near Austin, Texas, just a really neat track, and it's got a couple of really cool long straightaways and 20 turns to negotiate here. So these guys are going to have some fun out here today, and yeah, looking forward to this one. It's one of my favorite parts about this track is the elevation changes, and you go up that hill and make that hard hairpin. There's a couple of really tight turns here that are not necessarily easy to negotiate in a stock car or one of these trucks. So looking forward to seeing how they do out here tonight.
And that indeed, as we head on down to pit road here tonight, where our anger management specialist is all locked up and loaded, ready to go here. Mr. Adam Turner, I know you hold the great state of Texas close to your heart, and here we go once again, heading on down here to Circuit of the Americas. I know left and right turns, not necessarily your thing, but I think these drivers are going to have a pretty good time here tonight, and I think you are too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a decent track for something that they built on a landfill. This is a dump, literally. That's what they built it on. It is a dump. So anybody can, we can fight about that. They built a pretty good track on the dump itself. And, dang, you're all right over there? So the crazy thing is you can go like 105, on the bypass out there by the track on the toll road, which is awesome.
Toll road.
But man, yeah, this place is a little wacky. I don't know. I don't like turning right. I do like you said, the state and all the great things the state of Texas has to offer. But Austin is kind of California now, so I'm kind of leaning towards not liking this area
Hey,
so much. It's gotten a little California to me personally, but I mean, they have F1 here, guys.
yeah.
Very Euro. But I think we'll have fun tonight. VRL guys are awesome. This is kind of, some of these guys love this, like Greg Klein. I think Dustin Eaton with the Y, you're going to see him tear up the track. Let me give you the rules before I get too long-winded here. One fast repair, 60% fuel, unlimited tires, so they don't even matter. 21 incident points penalty, another 6 incident points, you get a penalty. The track is fairly warm, 74 ambient temp, but 91 on the track right now.
A little warm down there as we take a look here at tonight's race info for these drivers scheduled here tonight. Beautiful sunshiny skies, a little bit of cloud cover, so hopefully that'll keep that track just a little bit cooler. A little bit of a wind picking up here as well, so be sure to just keep your eye on that one, that some of these trucks might get a little loosey-goosey heading on down through some of these corners. But that brings us down here to tonight's key to the race, and man, you just got to watch out for that throttle pedal coming in and out of these corners. There's a lot of slow speed corners that if you're not in the right gear and just put that hammer down, you're going to be going for a little wild ride yourself.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to lose traction in a stock car around a road course, and this place is definitely no exception. So, yeah, these guys are going to have to be easy back on the gas there, and there's some really hard braking zones. We're going to have to watch that as well, especially these hairpin turns. First and last turn, and there's a couple others too. So, yeah, definitely take it easy in your braking zones and getting back on the gas.
Yeah, I can't pretend like I know anything about the right turn stuff, but I'm gonna try to make the best of it. I do like what's that one in New York? Watkins Glen thing?
Watkins Glen, yep.
That's a fun one. Maybe it's because I saw AJ Foyt out there, Cale Yarborough, those type of people. Maybe that's why I like it. I like the old school stuff.
And
We'll see how this one goes, but it should be fun.
that indeed, as here we go, the trucks are lining on up. It's going to be a short run here to get to that green flag. So here we go. Dustin with a Y. Dustin Eaton's going to start up on pole. To his outside is going to be the 74 of Zachary Hallinan, 33 of Jess Vaught starting tonight in third, 92 of Greg Klein starting in fourth, 81 of Chachi. Jonathan Osborne gets a good qualifying time up in fifth, with the 1 of David Fight starting next to him in sixth. Seventh will go to the 34 of one of our resident Canadians, Nick Ramsey, and right beside him is another resident Canadian, the 23 of Sean McDonald, fresh off a little suspension that he had there, but he's back out in action starting in 8th. 9th will go to the 79 of Alejandro Gonzalez, having a good qualifying time up there inside that top 10, with the 28 of the ever so sneaky George Rincon rounding out your field starting top 10.
88 machine of Mike Adamson starts in 11. Outside row number 6, Andrew Cawthon in the 10. The 77 of Jacob Young starting in 13th place. 14th will be our buddy Ricky Wittenberg in the double nickel. The 8 of Edson Ochoa starting in 15th place. 16th to his outside there, Kevin Hunt in the 434 machine. 16 of Kyle Vaught will start inside row number row number 9. Let's see, Andrew Player to his outside in the 18. The 43 of John Curtis starting in 19th place. 20th place, Larry Dickerson in the 69. The 84 of 84.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, go.
Oh God, keep going.
I kept going.
Man, I'm sorry. 84, Josh Fittner, 21st, 22nd, 99, Albert Anderson, America's driver. 89, Craig Goodenough, 23rd, 24th, number 6, Trevor Robertson, 19, Jack Dixon, the Ripper from Canada, 25th, 26th, Kelly Kill in the 01. Dave Mayberry, the nickname, 29, number 27 start. Says Lori Vaught's 28th, but she's not. I know, 29. Michael Leverage will be 29th. Scott Howell, Greg Dobson, Austin Paul, Robert Chipman, Dustin Wade, Chandler Paul, John Gallagher, Deion Jones. I didn't get your numbers, but you're in my hearts.
We did
Or
it.
in my heart. All right, sorry. Go, Brown.
We got it all in. First time in a couple of weeks for the VRL that we were able to get it all in. That's okay, because we love these large field sizes that they run here, as they get all runned up and lined up behind that pace truck, who's about ready to already turn down onto pit road in just a second here, with that 14 of Dustin Eaton getting ready to start the show. As here we go, one final little section to go before we head on to that green flag. We thank you all for tuning in and watching and having a great time with us. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And if you do enjoy it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well so we can continue to grow this fantastic racing community.
We had more time than we thought. I don't know where we are.
Yeah,
Right turn,
I got
left turn.
lost.
Wow. All right.
Just shows you how much I know about this track too. As the pace truck does finally come on down onto pit road, which means it is now time to head on live. One final turn coming on down the home stretch as the field makes that turn. Here we go, all lined up side by side as the green flag waves, and we are racing here from Circuit of the Americas. Side by side they launch down that front straightaway. You can see that 14 of Dustin Eaton getting not so good of a jump, but he has the inside line coming up here to turn number 1, able to get a beautiful runoff as everyone helter skelter scatters 3 wide, 4 wide, even 5 wide as incidents galore happen. We're still side by side up at the front though between the 74 and the 14, headed on down into the S's. Little couple switchbacks here and there where the 74 of Zachary Hallinan looking very comfortable up at the front right now, able to squeeze his way on out and free from that 14 for the time being. Meanwhile, the 33 of Just Fought and teammate Greg Klein working well together here as they make their way up a couple more corners before heading on down to our first set of kind of sharp and hard braking zones. You can see the 14 of Dustin Eaton getting a great launch, coming back down the hill, able to retake the lead as they get hard onto those brakes and head on down. I don't know what turn number it is, but make a great turn there. Trevor Robertson having some issues there. Same thing with quite a few other drivers as trying to find where the field went here. There they are. Heading on down the long back straightaway here at Circuit of the Americas. The 14 still leading hard on the brakes. You can see some smoke coming out from under those tires before heading into the arena section. And they try to fight and charge their way back on through. Having a pretty good run here. Still some good battles throughout the field as other things start to get kind of spread on out. You got the 88 and the 79 going to battle here. The 88, just getting a little loose behind the 79. 79 trying to get past as the 74 gets loose and goes for a little bit of a spin.
He's able to recover and get back up on the track pretty quickly. Pretty good first lap we got going here. I was kind of worried about everybody heading in, barreling down into turn one, but they really handled it well.
Yeah, the first lap is where all the mayhem happens, and you called it out perfectly, Brown. Looks like they're kind of spreading out, and the cream is rising to the top, and it's like a Sunday cruise in Houston. You just roll through, maybe shoot somebody's tires out if you have to get around them. But right now, looks like we'll be just fine.
Yeah, that they are as they continue their charge around this track. 33 laps, your scheduled distance here tonight. So definitely looking forward to seeing how these drivers kind of break that up into pit stops here tonight. As Dustin Eaton, really without any pressure, now able to just kind of sit tight and drive his line, starting to drive away from the rest of this field as Scott Howell tries to make his way around the 89 and the 085. And Ricky Wittenberg having a little bit of a problem there, but able to get it back on the track in the S's. Very difficult section there. It's all about the rhythm.
Seen several trucks getting the rear end wagging around a little bit. Drivers are starting to try to discover how far they can push it, getting on the gas, coming out of the turns. That's where we're seeing all the loose conditions is coming out of the turns, as you predicted there, Brown.
Well, and part of the problem, I'll say it's the elephant in the room. In NASCAR, the platforms, Young is around. There's only 4 places to make a mistake usually in 4 turns. There's 20 places to make a mistake here. If there's 20 turns, we got all kinds of chances to, screw up your day. And the less seasoned drivers, like somebody like myself, would have a hard time at a place like this.
Oh, even the seasoned of us do. I mean, I know not in a NASCAR machine, but in an open wheeler, I was doing some testing in the Formula 4 car here with Dustin Eaton, and man, I tell you, trying to remember every single corner here, it's kind of difficult. Not a whole lot of good braking zone signifiers here, at least in those cars. I don't know if these trucks might have a little bit different one as the 34 Nick Ramsey tries to skedaddle away from the 23 of Sean McDonald and Mike Adamson. Also got that Ricky Wittenberg machine kind of going up against the 84 Josh Bittner, his teammate here, trying to clean up Bittner's act with some of those Tide Pods.
I love that paint. Don't eat Tide Pods or something. Or what does it say? Does it say eat Tide Pods? I don't know, but it's a cool paint.
You can see how you'd get lost here, just having this many turns and all of them being different, and trying to find landmarks to base your lifting and braking point off of has got to be dang near impossible unless you've run a ton of practice laps here.
And not only that, but the most difficult braking zones, turn number 1, and then there's the other one as they're kind of coming back down the hill a little bit. Your hard braking corners and the slow, super tight corners, they're all blind corners. You can't see through them. They're greater than 90 degrees or less than 90 degrees, however you look at it. And it's just one of those difficult things to get a giant brick-shaped like car to slow down.
That, and you know, this is where I think some of the guys who run in VR, like our buddy Andrew Player, this is where some guys like that may have an advantage because they can turn their head and look through the turn and kind of know what to expect. Everybody on a flat screen is kind of stuck with what they got, just looking straight out the windshield.
That's true. If they can handle it and not throw up, you know, I mean, that is an advantage. You can see all kinds of stuff. You can even see all the crazy Austin stuff going on in the infield. You know, they probably got circus stuff with, you know, all kinds of
Carnies.
Circus de Olay. No, they probably don't do carnies. It's probably offensive to them, you know. That's more, you know, the outer counties of Austin.
And speaking of Andrew Player, not in VR, he races on triple screens.
Oh, who am I thinking of?
Zeth Hawley, I think.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys.
Hey, triple screens aren't bad too.
But yeah, triple screens do help.
Yeah, I'm watching Ricky. Ricky Wittenberg's having a hard time. Eat more Tide Pods. No, Ricky, we shouldn't eat more Tide Pods.
Any.
That's
Zero
the
is the
back
proper
of
amount.
his. Yeah, we don't condone that at AAA broadcasting. Don't eat Tide Pods, guys. We shouldn't have to go through this again. When this so 2020.
But another Ain't Dead Yet team member starting to chase down the 88 of Mike Adamson. That's the 6 of Trevor Robertson. Was looking very quick in practice. Was very close to Dustin Eaton's time, but kind of struggling in traffic here just a little bit. We also got the 1 of David Feit doing really good, trying to chase down that 92 of Greg Klein. He's got the 81 of Jonathan Osborne hanging off his back bumper here right now, but David Feit looking to find his way up onto the podium here tonight.
Some different lines being taken by some of these drivers. Like we just saw the 3 take a really, really wide line to come in and clip the corner on one of these hairpins. And it looks like he's able to keep his truck straighter than the guys that are coming in and just kind of trying to make a real sharp turn there.
He's trying to make a move on Jack Dixon right there, isn't he? And Jack Dixon has AAA broadcasting on his truck on my screen, so that's kind of cool.
Oh,
Maybe not on yours. I don't know.
Oh gosh, my training paints is acting up again.
It's on the tail bed, so I don't know if you can see it.
I don't know. It's going to take a second to refresh everything here.
Well,
Oh,
thanks
it's
everybody for joining us over there in the YouTube chat. Taylor Provax here, pulling for the 33 and the 16 out there. Kevin Clark says, I'm scared. Do NASCARs even turn to the right? They do, but maybe not as well.
Hardly.
As, yeah, they barely do. Amanda Wade is here saying, I love race night. Let's go number 68. Rhett Arnell saying, the 89, let's go good enough. Left and right turns today for Craig out there. Panic Racing 434 says, let's go number 69. Give him hell, brother. And Harry Austin pulling for the South Texas brothers. Jacob Young in the 77 and Edson Ochoa in the 8, a.k.a. the Ocho.
So 34 gets sideways, locking up those tires. He was catching on up to that fight between Osborne and Feit and ends up locking those brakes up just a little bit and get sideways. Was able to save it and get pointed in the right direction, but not before losing a couple of spots. So the 74, Zachary Hallinan, who also had a little bit of a self-spin, still trying to claw his way back up towards the front from where he started here tonight as he works his way back up the hill up towards turn number 1. And a lot of people don't understand how tall that hill really is. It's almost like 100 feet vertical. It's pretty crazy.
Climb. Yeah, great recovery there by Ramsey. Go ahead there, Adam.
No, I was just going to say that unnatural hill is actually a heaping pile of trash.
There's all kinds of junk over there.
Yeah, but it still creates the illusion of some kind of hill there. This is on the other side of the hill country, so this would be on the east side of Austin, not quite as hilly as the other.
The flat side of 35. Yeah.
A little flatter, yeah.
Ooh.
Some action there with Paul.
And I got a feeling he's probably got a slow down penalty for that, having to cut across one of the turtles. Oh, and slipping and sliding his way. Yeah, you can just see to rejoin the track, he just gets on the brakes and lets both Ricky and Craig Goodenough go there. Just trying to make sure he doesn't get served with a black flag penalty that would force him to come into the pits early. Speaking of coming into the pits early here, we got Albert Anderson down there in the pits, unfortunately dealing with some toothache problems here tonight. And
Ooh, ouch.
and yeah, it's, if anyone's ever gotten a pretty nasty toothache, you know it's no fun. I'd rather break a leg than have a toothache.
Yeah, that
you
can't
start praying to your God on that one, don't you? It's like, please, dear God, get me through this. I'll never do this again. I'll never eat Tide Pods again, or whatever it is. Yes. Yeah, it's terrible. Toothcake. They're awful.
Well,
I feel his pain.
Kathy Anderson was here representing Team Albert. Thank you for being here, Kathy. But it looks like Albert going to put the car back up on the trailer here tonight. Annalie Tovar here, or Analea Tovar here, pulling for Eaton out there, and Eric Weiss pulling for Ochoa. Yeah, Analea said they walked that hill twice last Saturday. Said it's pretty steep.
Yeah, at least the weather wasn't terrible. It wasn't super hot last week, so
Right.
it was
Still
nice.
early enough in the year that South Texas is, or Central
You just
Texas
never
here,
know.
pretty tall.
Well, Central Texas, it could be 30 or a 90, you know?
Yeah.
Just never know this time of year.
As Zachary Hallinan making a quick pit stop, maybe getting some damage done, topping up with fuel, or getting some fresh front tires. I do not know, but the 89 Craig Goodenough and the 434 Kevin Hunt are going to kind of follow his tail here as he comes back out of those pits. Did have quite a few drivers from the VRL kind of meet up down there outside of Austin. You had Greg Klein, he was out there watching it. I guess Dustin Eaton was out there. I think, correct me if I believe either Jacob Young or Edson Ochoa were out there. Maybe both of them. So everyone was meeting each other. And of course we saw that a great picture of Eaton and a whole bunch of others meeting up over at Phoenix. So all these drivers, even though they're racing on different teams here, especially coming to a road course, I know everybody really enjoys the camaraderie here with everybody.
And it shows you what a close-knit, community vigilante racing is. That these guys are able to get to. Oh, lordy. Andrew Coffin in the 10 just spun around, back up on the track. No yellows here tonight, so he was able to get that thing pointed back in the right direction, take back off again. Scary moment there.
Able to get it all back locked down as we got a side-by-side fight happening here between the 34 and the 88. Going back and forth. It was a kind of slow corner, and I think the 34 thought he might be able to manage a run to get around the 88, but not quite able to do so as they make their way into the final section here of the racetrack and start to make their way back towards home. Speaking of Dustin Eaton, reason why we're not showing him on camera right now is, well, he is 11 seconds clear of everybody else. So he is just putting on an absolute clinic here tonight. If you remember last season, in the first half of the NASCAR season that the VRL was following, we saw a fantastic fight between Eaton and Vaught and Klein to close out that race where it was side by side and people were bumping against each other and almost wrecking. It was a fantastic thing to watch as, Scott Hell having a few issues. Same thing with Ricky Wittenberg having problems there in the last corner. But here tonight, you can definitely tell that Eaton has put in the practice.
Yahtzee.
Yeah, that's something when you put that much time on, second and third, who were your biggest competitors last season in that road course, and man alive, he's just taking off on them.
As the 6 of Trevor Robertson almost gets the move done, but not able to put the power down smoothly to sneak around that one of a David fight. So a good little battle there, trying to fight for a top 5 spot. David Fight, the Baltimore native. Hope his traffic isn't all messed up because of that bridge thing.
Pretty terrible.
Oh
thing.
man, you ain't kidding.
It's hard to watch that video. That bridge falling with the car still sitting on it.
Yeah, not only that, but we were talking about it last night. But I mean, talk about, you know, a Final Destination movie coming to real life. You know, you talk about driving behind one of those logging trucks and having a log slip off. Man, it's, whew. I'm never gonna be driving over a bridge and looking at it the same way ever again.
Well, I remember back, it was Minneapolis, Minnesota, that one of the I-35 bridges collapsed into the Mississippi River, and it just made you think, about driving over a bridge differently from that point on. That was a long time ago.
Yes. Oh, Edson Ochoa. We're looking back what happened. Oh, does avoid the inside guardrail there, but in one of those hard braking, super tight corners, just gets a little loose, putting the power back down, and ends up spinning and losing a couple of positions there. So the 8 machine gun try to charge his way back. Meanwhile, we got a little bit of a fight between the 29 and the 01. A couple teammates, Dave Mayberry and Kelly Keel, having a good battle against each other here.
84 of Bittner missing the pit road entrance there, locking him up, almost getting back out, cutting the corner off of turn 20 there. Yeah, I'm starting to see more and more drivers with that loose condition coming off. Just, that tire wear is really showing up now.
Yeah, you got that 82 of Mike Everidge slipping it and sliding on around, trying to make their way. I think part of that is I think these tires are starting to wear. And normally, as we got a good side-by-side here with Jacob Young and the 3 of Austin Paul, a really good side-by-side battle there. Normally, when we watch a NASCAR race, you know, especially at like the 1.5 miles, like the Kansas is and Charlotte's and all that, when tire wear starts to come into effect, these things tend to get pretty tight. Well, that's not going to be the case here today, as everybody kind of starts to slip and slide.
Yeah, big power, low traction, that adds up to, you know, guys losing it off the turns, and we're going to see that all night here. Analea confirming that both of the guys were at, both of the South Texas brothers were at the COTA race the other day. Jacob Young and Edson Ochoa. Eric Weiss says, yeah, definitely Edson was out there for sure. And then this just in, race administrator Lori Vaught saying that she's definitely going to pull it. Dustin Eaton's truck in for a post-race inspection. Pretty sure he's running nitrous or something on that thing. He's just, he's got something spraying stickum on his tires. I don't know what's going on, but Dustin with a Y, Dustin Eaton out there just 13 seconds ahead of second place. Lori's suspicious. Maybe the guy's just good, Lori. Maybe that's it. Maybe Jess just needed to practice a little more. I don't know.
As we take a ride here with the McAllen, Texas native, Mr. Edson Ochoa, as he makes his way on down the back straightaway here. A very long section to just put that hammer down and go for it. The problem is heavy braking zone here coming on up, and you can just see he had to brake, you know, a good 3, almost 400 meters before heading on down into that super tight left-hander.
Seen some tire lockups, probably not as many as I thought we'd see. Guys are pretty good about dialing in their brake bias, I think, and making sure they're not going to be sliding through too many turns as well.
And that's it too. You know, the drivers here at the VRL are driving, you know, a fixed setup, so there's really no availability to change too much in these trucks for these drivers. But brake bias and steering ratios and that kind of stuff is available. So that is definitely coming into play here tonight.
Yeah, definitely a little bit tweakable. You know, nobody's going to get a power advantage or a gearing advantage over somebody else, but yeah, the little things you can change, you know, it's kind of fun to mess with it.
One of David Fight now being chased down by the 6 Trevor Robertson, trying to get his way on up into the top 5 right now. Meanwhile, the 88 of Mike Adamson had a little bit of an issue with some traffic now, trying to get around the 434 of Kevin Hunt to try to get back inside of that top 15. Dives it up into the inside and is able to get the run coming up out of that corner. So great move there from the 88. You got the 19 of Jack Dixon trying to make the same move as well, heading on down that long back straightaway, trying to use whatever draft he can with that 88.
Analea saying that he did practice. He's been practicing his butt off, and it's showing out there for sure.
And the 19 locks him on up and loses all that ground that he gained. He's going to have to fight back for that and fight for it really hard here. So we're going to wait and see kind of what happens there. Meanwhile, the 92 Greg Klein still hounding down that back bumper of the 33 of Jess Vaught. 2 great teammates, 2 fantastic road course drivers. Man, I got a feeling... I know, man, it's tough. It's tough to call because they're both really good, and they're both really good at saving tires. But I wonder if Jess maybe tried to chase down or keep up with Dustin just a little bit too much, and I think Greg might have a little bit of a tire advantage on him right now.
Possible. You get, 3.5 seconds behind Greg Klein. Jonathan Osborne in the 81 machine out there driving with his mouth on his controller there, with no force feedback, and he's in 4th place. That says volumes about how good of a driver this guy is.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm telling you, ESPN should do a story on him someday. It's crazy how competitive he is and what he has to overcome just to race. And
Absolutely.
a race like this, he's doing great. It's an incredible story. But glad to see him up there in 4th. David Fight's fighting right behind him there.
Yeah, with the 6 of Trevor Robertson, who I thought was going to make a move, picking up a good chunk of speed, heading on down that back stretch. Not quite able to get the momentum to make a run here, so maybe he's just setting up that one machine for something a little later on. Meanwhile, you got the 89 of Craig Goodenough starting to chase down that 18 of Andrew Player here just a little bit.
Very, very slow truck there in the turns. Fighting Robertson had to negotiate him there. I didn't see who that was. I was having some trouble in the turn.
It's hard to tell. They're kind of spread out a little bit right now.
Yeah, it happened so fast. I think it was a lap car.
I would have already been lapped like 3 times if I was in this race, to be honest with you.
That was Robert Chipman, and now he's pulling off onto the shoulder. Okay, he's going to the pit lane.
And
58.
a difficult pit lane to get to here at Circuit of the Americas. It's right before that final corner up on the left-hand side, where it's kind of hidden. If you're not 100% sure you know what you're looking for, it's very easy to drive right on by it. But someone who did find it was the 79 Alejandro Gonzalez, able to make his way on down into pit road here for the first time.
Visibility might be part of the reason we saw Bittner drive past it earlier, locking his brakes up through turn 20 there. He was trying to get his way onto pit road. I think it just came up quicker on him than he thought, and it was hard to see.
So take a look out at the back bumper of Greg Klein. You can see, making their way around some traffic there, but he's got Chachi breathing right down his neck. And Chachi, he don't care who you are. He's gonna race you, even if it's Greg Klein, who will most definitely Klein you eventually.
yeah, he's pretty competitive too.
He's angry behind the wheel, but he's like such a nice guy, Greg Klein. He owes me lunch, and he also owes me a good deal on a cruise, because we've already talked about it. He's going to set me up on a cruise coming up, and we're going to go have a good time. What is it? GC Cruise Travels. On the Facebook machine, sorry. I'm not good with that, but check him out, dude. He can get you a deal. I want to do like a real cool cruise, you know, something extravagant, where I see directed
Like with
energy weapons and
lions.
stuff. Yeah, I want to see some kind of anger and hate, maybe a fight on the ship. Maybe we're going to see something that we shouldn't see. It'll be fun.
I mean, it's international. If you're in international waters, anything goes, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
You can even commit crime.
Well, apparently people throw each other overboard all the time. That's what I'm
Oh
afraid
my
of.
goodness!
You know, might get unalived on the ship if they find out, you know, well, my conspiracies. Greg Klein is coming into the pits, speaking of.
Hey, we're heading
Right on top.
heading to right about that time. Just Vaught not electing to come into the pits this time. Dustin Eaton, Chachi, and Robertson all making their way on down into pit road. We were watching there just a little bit. Robert Shipman, driver of the 58, having a few problems out there, but still sticking with it and putting some laps in.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Did a truck go wide there? Who was that went
Well,
wide? In
Ricky.
North and Ricky Wittenberg, yeah.
Then looks like Bittner was able to get around Ricky there on top of that. So another round of pit stops coming in. Nick Ramsey, George Rincon, and Craig Goodenough making their way on in. Same thing with Andrew Player in the 18. So starting to see our first round of pit stops here on lap 11 with 22 laps left to go. So I think this is going to be a two-stop race for these drivers.
And pretty even. I think Turner, I think you predicted that they would kind of try to split it into 11, 11, and 11.
Eaton, fresh out of the pits, trying to get back around the one of David Fite, able to do so. And ooh, those fresh tires, maybe not so comfortable, and also out of his racing line just a little bit there for the 14, as he tries to get back into the groove and the rhythm here at this racetrack.
You got to let them things build up a little pressure and get a little grip before you start pushing on them too hard. And takes a minute for them cold tires to come to you.
It does, and this is my thought, Brown. You're the expert. You really don't have to pit with people here, right? You can kind of pit on your own and do your own thing. We don't need all this drafting and stuff. You can. Is that correct, or do you want to pit with your teammate?
You don't have to. Drafting isn't super important here. You do get a little bit of advantage as a 79 of Alejandro Gonzalez having a couple of issues out there with some back-end grip, getting the power down, but able to keep the nose pointed in the right direction. But yeah, there's just a couple of long enough straight stretches here that some draft will definitely help you. Try to gain a couple extra tenths of a second and some miles per hour, but other than that, yeah, you can kind of run whatever strategy you want to run here, and it's not going to kill you.
You're racing the racetrack more than anything else here, I think. And yeah, we saw a couple of drivers earlier trying to break the draft when they had somebody coming up behind them. I think that was Bittner and Wittenberg that we saw doing that earlier on that big long back stretch.
And the good thing about COTA, Circuit of the Americas, you cannot smell 6th Street from this location. It's far enough away. You don't smell the desperation and despair of 6th Street. So it's good to be way out here east of the airport. Have you ever smelt that, English?
If not, usually when I go down 35, I got my windows up anyway.
You should, and then put that little button that refreshes it in the cabin, you know?
That's right.
You don't want to smell the outside there.
Yahtzee.
Oh, 81 is around, Brown. Osborne.
Oh no, Osborne. Chachi getting a little loosey-goosey here as we take a ride with the 79 of Alejandro Gonzalez, right behind some great racing action between the 34 and the 88. A couple of teammates there as they're trying to fight for whatever position that they can get. The native Venezuelan, Alejandro Gonzalez, doing a fantastic job here tonight. Just outside of the top 10 right now. We have a couple of other drivers with their driver cams on here tonight. Let me just try to
Check them out.
find their names. One of those is the 79 of Chan the Man, Chandler Paul, with his driver camera on up as he heads on up the hill to turn number 1, and hard onto the brakes, going a little bit wide, but plenty of room for error there in turn number 1. Thankfully, it's not as disastrous as some other road courses in their turn number 1. I mean, especially with how the Charlotte Roval is set up here, Turner. I know you really don't pay attention, but
it's tough.
You're going, it's a sharp left-hander, and they've got barrels there. So if you do drift out a little bit wide, you're wrecking your truck.
Yeah, no, that's a tough one. You know what also is tough is Watkins Glen. That first one, everybody's ripping away on that front stretch, and you got to really tighten it down to make that turn. So.
Well, I think so. Watkins Glen is kind of the same thing. It's got a lot of runoff there on the left-hand side, which we see NASCAR use a whole bunch. The problem is coming back over that curbing there. That when the drivers are putting the throttle down, trying to pick up speed to go up those S's, coming back across those curbing and those rumble strips is what really upsets those cars, and we've seen quite a few people have some spinouts there.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. It's just a tough platform. I would like to try. Brown, I've never, in a while, I haven't raced one of those fancy cars. What happened?
As our good buddy, the 085 Greg Dobson, was making his way on into the pits, and that's another really difficult corner. You got to get way slowed down, very tight and very narrow. Gets a chunk of the pit wall as he makes his way on down and in.
All right, here's the real fight. Greg Klein and Jess Vaught, teammates. Is Klein going to just destroy Jess, the owner of the team and league, to get second, or is he going to play nice today?
That's a great question. I'm more concerned for the health and well-being of the 6 of Trevor Robertson, who's up 20 spots, by the way. So he's been doing one heck of a job battling here tonight. But he's right behind Greg Klein. If he thinks he's going to be able to make a move and get out in front of that 92, I'd be a little worried.
Sorry, guys, I had to go get the dog a beer.
Well, he loves beer.
Matt Wedge says, if you ain't first, you're last. I don't know if y'all read that while I was gone. But,
No, we did not.
pulling for Craig Goodenough out there. Matt Wedge, a loyal fan and friend.
Man, I wish I could get on here sometimes and heckle you two. That would be fun. Like, this is the worst broadcast I've ever seen. These two clowns don't know what they're talking about. Has that ever happened to y'all?
Create a fake account and do that.
Oh, wait, somebody did that to us. We had someone do that to us one time. Brown's arch rival and enemy.
Oh.
Remember?
Well, I thought they just disliked our videos.
Well, he did, but I just like to embellish the story,
Okay.
The only dislike we've
Don't
ever
let
had at AAA.
Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. Isn't that what you
Thank
do?
you. Yes, I was taught that by my old man in the news business. That's how I know it's fake. Here we're just rocking along. What happened here, Albert?
Albert Anderson says that Eaton is magical tonight. Reminds him of Marcus Ambrose.
Oh,
Remember the Australian cat?
I think so. The guy that won it here.
Well, no,
Just
isn't
flew
there
in on a kangaroo?
Isn't there a new guy as the 55 Ricky Wittenberg going side by side with the 14 there for a split second? But there's what is it? GST or something is his initials or something like that. Who was an Australian supercar driver. He came in last year, I think, for the Chicago street circuit and just absolutely tore away from everybody.
I don't know.
I forget who it was.
Oh, the 8 went way wide. Edson Ochoa there. I think he might just be letting some guys around. Yeah, he's letting the leaders around, it looks like.
That's a
Some
smart
of
move.
the lead lap cars, I should say.
So we take a ride here with our current race leader by almost 30 seconds now. That 14, Dustin with a Y, heading on down from turn 1 into the S's. Making use of all that curbing, but avoiding the turtle little orange bumps there in the middle of them.
What time of year does the Euro trash show up at this course and do that F1 thing? Is it in the fall?
I think it's like late summer, almost fall, I think.
Can you imagine, English, and we've both been in this general area for a long time, going to a race with all this concrete in like July or August? Oh my
With
God.
all the Europeans
You'd have to.
that come there, there's not enough cigarettes in the South and Central Texas to, you know, I don't know how
well,
to do.
there's a lot, but there's not enough for their
All the wine and
consumption.
cigarettes. Yeah.
Well, there is the Hill Country wine. You know, that's a thing now. They gotta go out to Fredericksburg.
Oh, that's
and
true.
They have a whole wine tour. You know, it's like
Johnson
the
City.
Napa. Yeah, It starts in Johnson City, right there, home of Lyndon B. Johnson, his birthplace.
Got ourselves a little gaggle of traffic here around Jonathan Osborne. Got the 74, got the one machine there. Everybody trying to fight for whatever position they can, and the 1 and 74 are fighting for position. As they go side by side, you can see the 68 machine of Dustin with an I, Dustin Wade, trying to navigate some of this traffic here as well.
Ochoa was around there, Brown, while you were talking. That's what I was mentioning. Everybody goes around at least once here, it seems like, except the guys up front. Pretty slippery.
Man, that indeed it is. As the one to fight continue to try to hold off. Oh, as the 74's back in gets loose. I think he had a little help there from the 81 of Osborne, but Osborne able to keep it straight and drive right on past the slipping and sliding Zachary Hallinan. Greg Dobson with a little bit of an issue.
I love the name Hallinan. That just sounds professional. You know?
It's a
got
racer's name.
Panasonic truck. Yeah, Panasonic truck. I mean, I haven't seen a Panasonic since like what, 98?
VCR days.
Yeah.
I think our first DVD player was a Panasonic.
Probably was. I mean, we need to see some Radio Shack paints soon.
I miss walking around a Radio Shack going, oh, I need one of these, yeah.
It was-
Box of resistors.
Yeah, you can get everything.
Antenna
But
for your radio,
Yeah.
some speaker cable,
you know who ruined that, though, right?
the internet.
Yeah, Bezos, that communist. That guy that put a big ship and took it to the sky that for no reason, shaped terribly. That guy ruined Radio Shack.
Are you talking about the guy that has the rockets that just go straight up and straight back down again?
Yeah, and then it didn't do anything, and then they put like the Star Trek guy in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All his rockets are shaped like
Yes. That thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like fallacies.
There's enough. Yes, that's enough.
I'm not going to say anything.
PG. It's like PG-12 here, guys. We have to be careful.
I was going to say hot dog.
Yes. Perfect. Yes. Like kielbasa or something, you know?
Yeah.
South Texas
It's a
beer
Kolache.
sausage.
It's a Kolache rocket.
Oh my god. Brown, take it back, please.
Well, I would absolutely love to, as we got some more driver cameras. We got the 68 of Dustin with an I, Dustin Wade, and also the 16 of Kyle Vaught joining us. Last I heard, it sounded like the inside scoop was that Kyle was not going to race here tonight, but apparently he got talked into it.
Dustin Wade with the triple monitors as well. Looks like he's got a top monitor too up there, probably for maybe telemetry or scoreboard or something.
What?
Well, for a track like this, probably a track map, and I wouldn't blame him.
Oh,
Gonzalez is around. Alejandro, 79. No harm, no foul.
As I continue search for names here. Where is he? There he is.
Left. Who do you have?
Looking for our friendly Canadian, the 085 of Greg Dobson, sitting in 24th right now as he climbs the hill into turn number 1.
Does he have a gold fleck paint? His paint jobs are.
I got the blue Napa paint tonight.
Let me check it. That's what I have, but it's got a little blue fleck in it, a little sparkle.
He's been playing around with those spec maps and all that.
that's very cool. Layers and flavors.
Wonder what it's like. Is it like minus 12 in Canada today? Is that how it works?
It can't be that cold.
It's got to be.
It was he's in this. He's kind of near like the Toronto area, and it was hovering in the 50s here in New Hampshire. So I got a feeling it was probably close to that in the Toronto area there for our good buddy.
15C.
Is that where Drake's from? Toronto?
I believe so.
Drake who?
The rap guy, he was I think he was on like Disney Channel or something.
And
Then he became some giant rapper.
Aubrey Graham Bell or something like that.
Wasn't he on one of those shows?
Yeah, Degrassi.
Yeah, whatever it was.
He invented the telephone.
No, that's Alexander Graham Bell, not Drake.
Gotcha.
What? Oh my goodness, man! We gotta catch you up. What's happening in the world?
Well, speaking of getting people all caught on up, let's go ahead and have some fun facts here from our special data analyst and the official matriarch of the VRL, Miss Lori, sending me some fantastic information here. I guess she sent out a poll to the drivers, like the little Google sheet kind of thing to fill out for like driver info to kind of get some fast facts about them. I got 5 drivers and their favorite tracks all listed on out as Sean McDonald with some contact goes for a bit of a ride, able to get it back, scooted back around. Of course, it's always when I'm ready to break out the data stuff that stuff starts to happen.
Yeah.
Did he have any help, or was that...
I think he might have had a little bit I think he was already loose, and then I think someone got into the back of him. I think that's...
You gotta push them when they're loose just to let them have it, you know? That's part of the deal. But I'm interested in these facts. Osborne just did the same thing to fight.
Oh,
Osborne
no.
and fight. He said sorry, though.
Well, he's not sorry enough to stop and wait for the one to go back around him.
yeah.
No, he's not. That's sorry. All right, let's do these facts. This sounds fun. I like
All right, so
this stuff.
4 of these drivers have tracks that are here in the sim, one of which is not that at least as far as I know, that are in the sim. The one that's not is Mr. Ricky Wittenberg and his favorite track, the old Riverside.
Oh, Riverside.
Is that the California thing?
Yeah, it was like I went through like a it wasn't an amusement park. What was it? It was a what was it? I'm thinking
Like a gang territory or something?
No, I
Went
don't
through
know.
a gang territory.
I have to look up Riverside now.
Okay, no, I'm not familiar with that one. All right, what else you got?
All right, we'll go to Mr. Edson Ochoa. You'll never believe his favorite track.
COTA.
Oh, wow. You did. You did
Wow,
know.
well, he's in
Really?
Texas, so.
Yep. Yeah. Now, I also don't know if this is limited to NASCAR tracks or something like that. So this, his like favorite track. You know, like my favorite NASCAR track is like Las Vegas. I love Las Vegas, but my favorite track of all time is a 50-50 between Le Mans and Monza. So.
Oh, okay.
But nonetheless, our newcomer here this season, Mr. Kevin Hunt. His favorite is where was where they were last week at Bristol.
A good one.
Love a short track.
That's a fun one.
Likes him some short track stuff. Chandler Paul. This one's actually kind of a surprise one to me. I'll let you guys take a second to maybe guess.
Chandler Paul?
Chandler
it might
Paul.
be a character plate race. It may be Dago or something. I don't know.
Charlotte.
And Chandler Paul is Watkins Glen.
Really? Okay.
I love that track too, man. I
is
see
cool.
the appeal
It's
of
cool.
it. There goes the
Ramsey's around a
Toro,
little bit. Yeah.
Ooh,
He
baby.
held it.
It's some nervous drivers behind him, but
All right. What else you got?
And one final driver is, of course, our good buddy, the infinite nickname, Mr. Dave Mayberry.
Phoenix.
Phoenix. That's easy.
Is it?
That's his home track. I mean, it's got to be. He's in Arizona, right?
You were incorrect by about 1,500 miles.
1,500.
Damn.
Okay.
It's on the East
What is
Coast.
it?
Charlotte or Dover or something.
Getting closer. Probably about 700 miles.
Daytona?
Now you're getting further away.
Nashville Super Speedway.
No. We'll just go through the list
I
here.
give up.
And do you want a final guess there, Turner? Or?
One final. Yes, I'm trying to think. 700 miles.
Darlington.
I don't know. I'm sorry. That's a hard one.
Mayberry's favorite, Michigan.
Oh. I
That is
like
the
Mason,
favorite
Michigan.
park to watch, yeah.
Got some good taste. That's, I'm a champion there. I don't know if I've told y'all that before.
Heard the rumor.
Yeah, twice.
So there you go. You got 5 drivers and their favorite tracks.
Yeah, I love that little segment.
I love fun facts.
Thanks, Lori. Yeah, that was
Driver
cool.
champion.
And we know these guys pretty well. I mean, we've been doing this a while with this league, and most of these guys have been here. We have some newcomers, but that's the fun part. We kind of know their personalities and stuff. And pretty neat to be a part of the VRL for sure.
Yes, we're kind of coming up close. You're going to expect our final round of pit stops within the next couple of laps. We do have one more fun fact for everybody out there, and that is if you head on over, let me make sure I get the right page up. If you head on over to trackdogs.net and go to the VRL trucker cap and use code VRL at checkout, you get $5 off. So it's $10 plus shipping and handling and all that kind of stuff. To pick yourself up a fancy VRL hat that's got a whole bunch of colors. You got like the moss khaki, heather, rustic orange and khaki, charcoal and black, whole bunch. And even for the ladies out there, you got a pink one. Hey, you never know. You gotta get something all pretty, and it's one size fits all and all that kind of stuff. So be sure to head on over to tracktalksnotyet.net and make use of this fantastic deal that they've got going on. Again,
Honestly,
use code VRL at checkout.
Oh yeah, you got to use the VRL. I like that one you said that the olive green one.
Oh,
there.
the moss.
But,
yeah,
but pink. Why does it have to be female now?
that's true.
We have to be gender fluid here. Okay, we have to. Everyone can wear pink.
That's not what that means, I don't think.
I think so, doesn't it? You're not gender fluid English? That's not your thing?
No, I'm not sure you're using that term correct.
Am I off base with the term? Anyway, the hats are cool, yes. Pink, whatever color floats your boat. I'm libertarian, basically. You do what you want to do, man. Pick pink, purple, blue, I don't care.
As
Just
long as
have
it
fun.
doesn't hurt you, right?
Yeah, as long as it's not hurt anybody else.
Oh, and I
Just not hurt each other.
did forget to mention that all profits and proceeds go back into the VRL. So,
Oh, awesome. All the more reason.
Everybody here should be buying a hat tonight. Everybody on the racetrack and in the chat should be buying a hat.
I know watching the Discord channel last couple of days, they've definitely been selling quite a few. I know a whole bunch of people have gone like, got mine, got mine, got mine. Just all popping on in there.
I love a good trucker hat too, you know. That's what I wear every day. It's my everyday go-to. I probably have over 300 hats, by the way. It's like an addiction.
I've got several those good Richardson ones, you know.
Yeah, Richardson 112s. Yeah, that's the best one.
As we're starting to kind of loop back around through some final pit stops here, Kyle Vaught, Ricky Wittenberg, Scott Howell, and Robert Chipman been sitting in the pits for a little while here.
Adam, Peyton McGowan out there, she didn't know you were a librarian. That's pretty
It's one of my many talents, to be honest with you. I love the Dewey Decimal System.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can find books, you know, but that's the best way.
It is the best way.
It's very orderly.
It is.
No, I mean, with the internet, these people, they don't know that you know, Google.
Yeah,
you use the
yeah.
Googler. I want this book, but we used to have to go through the Dewey Decimal System
You had
and
to
find
go
what we needed.
The card catalog.
Yes.
You know, they had like an ass load of drawers on it, and you have to look through all these drawers to find.
Yes. All the drawers, the
Yes.
ass load of
Red
drawers.
Arnell, that's what we're talking about. The card catalog. And it's got
Yes.
all these little damn cards in it.
Oh my God! But you knew,
And
hey,
they're all typed out on a typewriter.
I got pretty good at it though, because I used to actually read. You know, I was smart back in the day. I made like good solid C's and stuff in
Yeah.
college, so I knew
Pluses every now
how to
and then.
use that. Yeah, a lot of fun, good times, man. I miss those days where we didn't have all this interweb and BS. It was a little simpler.
Good little battle here between Rincon and Hallinan, as well as Alejandro Gonzalez and Andrew Player going back and forth. We had Dave Mayberry and Jacob Young coming on down into pit road. Speaking of Jacob Young, he, as well, the as you call him, the mustached king there, Turner.
Yes.
Trying to slip and slide his way. Another Texas native. A whole bunch of people from Texas out here.
Well, if you ain't first, you're last.
Got that Earnhardt style kind of mustache, don't he?
He was a mean joker, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Earnhardt was a mean one. But he knew how to win. Rincon in an Earnhardt style paint. Pitting.
Okay, coming on in, getting the fresh tires and a full tank of fuel and getting ready to go. Meanwhile, the 14 of Dustin with a Y. Dustin Eaton out to a 32-second lead right now. Just absolutely Max Verstappening the field.
Yeah, we've got like 10 laps to go here, a little bit less. But that means a half an hour to 40 minutes.
That's a long. They are 3.43 miles is one lap here, and it's
40 minutes there.
Twisty and turny on top of dump. Is
Sure.
What they built on. So it takes a while to get around here. But we have a lot of fun during the process. We've seen some great racing, beautiful paints. We have a good crowd here tonight watching. I mean, pretty good for a Wednesday, I'm gonna have to say.
Austin Paul hitting his pit box, same as Andrew Cawthon and Kelly Keel. Jess Vaught making his way on down into the pits now as well, making that sharp left-hand turn. Got a feeling the 92, yep, indeed. Here comes that 92 of Greg Klein on down and in as the field is, for the most part, relatively spaced out a little bit because people are coming on down into the pits and because, well, it's a road course and people find kind of whatever speed that they're going to run for the evening. As Kelly Keel had a little bit of an issue coming out of pit road. Same thing 84 Josh Bittner there in turn number 1, but able to fight their way on through it. Do have some more quick little fast little facts for you guys.
Yes.
Got
go for it.
some driver pet peeves.
Okay.
It's Greg Klein, Trevor Robertson, Jonathan Osborne into the pits, and Sean McDonald making his way into the pits. The ever so young Kyle Vaught, little baby Vaught. It's his pet peeve is when grown men, when using the restroom, pee all over the seat.
Grown man. Well,
I mean, that
See-
should be everybody's pet peeve. Why would you do that?
yeah, it's really. I've seen it though. I know where he's coming from. You lift the seat to urinate. I mean, if you don't,
You're a caveman.
well, yes, you don't belong in society with the rest of us. Have some integrity. I mean, goodness gracious. I'm with him on that. Thank you, Kyle,
Yeah.
bringing that to our attention. Maybe we should do like a PSA for that or something, That's disgusting.
Hashtag lift the damn seat already.
And not only that, would you wash your damn hands, you clowns? I see you. I watch you. I observe. And I bet that was going on a lot at COTA this past weekend there. So,
Or at least,
I don't know.
if you're using like a porta potty, just you make sure you use the hand sanitizer.
Yeah, the sanitizer they provide you in the great porta potties. Now, I've been in some real shady ones in
Yeah.
some bad places.
At least
It
when you
didn't have
get out, rub
go
your
somewhere.
Rub your hands on the grass or in the dirt or something.
Do something. Please, for the love of God. All right, what else do you got? That was a good one from Kyle.
So this one is more up my alley, not necessarily your guys' stuff. It definitely not DW.
Just about poutine.
Nope. This is from Trevor Robertson, using there, and there incorrectly.
Oh, I hate that.
There,
Or like
there.
your and your, those
And
type
your.
of things. When they don't use the apostrophe.
I just spell out UR. It's one extra word. It's not that hard.
I know, it's so annoying. I'm totally down with that.
Or the other your, the Y-O-R-E.
Ooh.
Ooh, breaking out the old English from English.
Oh.
Yes. He does have English in his English.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, I'm down with that one too. That's a great pet peeve. And I'm in on both pet peeves so far.
Josh Bittner really does not like a weak work ethic.
Okay, I mean, no, but you really shouldn't, but
True.
80% of America is just trash, okay? They don't do any work, they're lazy,
don't
and they're
work.
bums,
Hey,
So
I
the rest of us have,
I resemble that.
huh? The rest of us have to pick up the slack.
I sit on my butt and stare out a window all day,
Yeah,
man.
but you're driving, Brown, you're working. That's work.
You're
That's a
moving.
job.
America moving.
Yes, that's important stuff. You might think it's lazy. We think it's great.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you're moving my mail.
making sure your IRS tax letters get to you in time.
But
Now,
don't
you can
say,
lose that. You can
yeah.
lose
yeah, get rid of that one if you can help me on that.
penalty.
They're already after me. Ooh, Chandler Paul in the 434 got into it. All right, so I'm 100% on all three of these. These guys have some good ones.
Yeah, you got Kevin Hunt, Josh Bittner in the 3 of Austin Paul having a really good battle here inside of this top 20. Ooh, 434 is back in, starting to step out on a little bit. That's giving the 3 of Austin Paul a little bit of a run. The problem is they're in a kind of tight section that's very difficult to pass in unless you set it up just right, as there he goes. The 3 machine out to the outside lane, and the 434 coming on down into the pits.
While that was going on, Trevor Robertson spun out twice.
Oh,
He did.
He
Slippery.
spun out 2 different times while that was going on. Still hanging on a 4th, I think. I didn't see anybody go around him.
He's going to have a harder time picking up on Greg Klein there.
yeah, the gap is
All
now
right.
about 12 seconds there.
Do you have any more, Brown? That's
That's all I got for right now.
Oh,
I'll
dang it.
definitely let you know if any more come
Yeah,
on
no.
in, as we got about
Thank you, Lori,
8
for
laps
those cool-
left to go.
Is that Lori's deal?
Yeah.
She's doing that? Okay, man, she's a great producer. Makes it easy for us to have fun up here.
Yeah.
Larry Dickerson making his way on down into the pits now. Really not just a fun fact about him. He's joined the official actual Racers Club as he's been working on a car and racing down there in the Carolinas.
Oh, cool.
Excellent.
And one of your probably favorite paint schemes from JP Designs, Mr. Turner, the red, white, and blue with the eagle and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, you got an eagle on anything, I'm in.
Loads of freedom. Loads.
Oh, I ooze freedom, okay? And not this fake freedom where they call the threat to democracy. Democracy is a joke, you clowns. You're not paying attention. We live in a democratic republic. It's a republic. We love eagles. You know, Ben Franklin wanted us to have the turkey. That's the one bad idea he had. He wanted the turkey as the American bird. And thank God
That,
that
that
didn't
whole
happen.
electricity thing, I'm not sure that,
Well, but the kite,
kind of a fad,
that was a terrible idea,
having electricity.
I know. No, but he had a lot of great ideas, but I think the turkey was kind of a bad one.
He invented stuff like the post office, the postal service, and the
Pretty much America as we know it. But let's tear his statue down, because he was probably some kind of clown back in 1700s. He was a colonist.
he loved the ladies too. We know that.
I do know that. He'd like to go to Europe and have fun.
Oh,
from
yeah.
what I hear.
France especially.
Oh, yeah. Well,
The French.
another name that is gonna be synonymous with racing here, Zachary Hallinan. Another question that was asked on that forum was, how would your mom describe you? And Zachary Hallinan's response was, a lovable pain in the rump.
My mom would think I'm a saint.
What, your
moms always think their sons are saints, They're the best.
Maybe.
I mean, I know I'm not. I just say that's what she would think.
Yeah.
68 of Dustin Wade makes a great move on the 8 of Edson Ochoa up the hill into turn number 1, having a great run there.
And that's what moms should think,
Sure.
They should think their children are the best.
Quite a few viewers out there here tonight. I'm sure
Yeah.
appreciate everybody being here.
Good. Hit the
Fully,
button.
Well, we need to get back into asking poll questions too. I always love the
Oh,
poll.
yeah.
We do
It's
a
just an
YouTube-
added layer of fun,
Yeah,
What's a poll question we would maybe could ask here? I don't even know.
yeah. We need some suggestions from the.
Here's one.
You-
Now this is a regional question, so it might affect you, English.
Uh-oh.
And to me, in my opinion, San Antonio and Austin are now one city. They're becoming the same.
I mean, it's been that way
Awesome.
for years. There's almost nothing in between them except for city.
But
But
if you go inside the towns themselves, they're like polar opposite.
like San Marcos and
Well, it's just different. Like San Antonio,
Utah.
you got real nice tacos, and you can go to a dive taco place. But in Austin, it's got to be some fancy town thing, They got the fusion tacos and all that.
$35 brisket plates and stuff.
Yeah, yes, they're good at those. They love the $50 brisket. We're doing you a deal here. We're doing 2 sides and 2 meats for
Can I have
$800.
Can I have an extra cup of barbecue sauce? That'll be $18, sir.
Right. Totally different, man.
And so we followed there really quick as the 82 of Mike Everidge saw the 43 of John Curtis go by him, and he was trying to catch back on up. Well, he's now heading on down the back straightaway and trying to maybe get some draft and catch back on up as the 14 of Dustin with a Y, Dustin Eaton, heading his way on down the backstretch with about 6 laps left to go. Another one for, how would your mom describe you, Mr. Greg Klein? And this one is pretty accurate. His mom would describe him as quirky.
I can get down with that. Yeah, he's a quirky fella.
Yeah, of course, I mean, the official head honcho over there at the Royal Caribbean Bumper Car Mafia.
He's in charge of the bumper cars over there.
Doing a great job hanging on to third. Trevor Robertson back about almost 9 seconds and just fought in front of him by 11.5. Dustin Eaton out clear by almost 40 seconds now.
Now we're getting some more. Did you see that one, English? Albert just piped in here.
Albert Anderson's suggestion for a poll question: you support public caning? Depends on what the offense is for. I mean,
Yeah, no, I mean it could be potentially good for the community.
oh yeah,
Oh. See, here I thought he was talking about like handing out candy canes.
No, like just beating the hell out of somebody with a cane. You know what? I do, but I'm kind of a whack job. You know? I'm probably
oh,
gonna
there
be-
goes the Ochoa is around.
Yeah,
The Ocho
okay,
machine.
Man, for being his favorite track, little slippery and slidey here tonight for the 8, in 29th right now, and trying his best. Oh, here's one that I don't need Lori for. The official off-track count competition that
Ooh.
is currently tied between Ochoa and Mr. Greg Dobson at 24 off tracks right now. Now, again, that's not like necessarily all driving way off the track. That's also, cutting the corners just a little bit.
Yeah.
So don't take that completely the wrong way. But Dustin Wade's also close to being in that fight. Oh, no, excuse me. Mr. Ricky Wittenberg, who's been in the pits for almost 30 minutes now, is actually still currently in the lead of that at 26.
Dang.
So if you're at least not going to win the race, you can at least win the off-track thing.
All right, I'm going to do a quick caning thing. So if we're just going to do like not criminal stuff, obviously I want to beat certain criminals, but like Kyle Vaught discussed if you pee on a toilet lid, right?
Caning.
That's one public caning. You have to get one good lashing in public for that if you're caught doing that.
Yeah.
And then if your second offense, we triple it, and then so on and so forth. So yes, public caning would be great. I'm in. Let's do it.
Prove that.
Well, I mean, it would be tough to prove, but maybe you'd have to have a hall monitor. They love hall monitors in DC, so we could probably find somebody to do it.
Got a good fight going on here between the 89 and the 34. Nick Ramsey and Craig Goodenough side by side as they head into a tight braking zone. Almost making contact for a very sharp left-hander. That was 100% netcode.
Wrecks everywhere.
Oh, 74.
74. Yeah.
Oh, my
34,
goodness.
74.
Yeah, let's go back and watch this little bit of a battle here. Gotta go up to the chopper camera. Kind of watch what happens coming off of the corner. Oh, yeah, that was netcode there between the 34.
Peyton McGowan says that people that just stand there and breathe with their mouth open, just mouth breathers. Caning.
Mouth.
Hey, it's not my fault. I'm out of breath after climbing 5 steps.
I know. I feel like maybe she's aiming that at me. Did I mouth breathe or something? Now I'm concerned. Am I going to get caned over this broadcast?
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I would say that's an okay deal. How many canes though? You got to do
At least 5. You got to get good whack.
5. That's painful. I would start
Well,
low.
I mean, I saw somebody not too long ago throw one of those Sonic uh, Route 44 full beverages out the window, getting on an on ramp.
Oh,
Cane.
that's 10 canes. That's 10
Cane.
right there. I'm giving them 10.
Trash out.
I don't like the litter people.
No, and not only that, but that's like, you got to be caned, but also like the beverage that was in that cup has to get dumped over you.
I agree. And you have to pay for it.
Yes.
Actually knew a guy that came in the brewery the other day. You know, I know the guy personally. He drank several beers at the bar, didn't tip his bartender, caning.
Yes. Tip your waitresses and bartenders. You have to. They keep America going. But don't. Now, they've gotten to this tip crazy thing here in the United States. I'm so tired of it. Hey, I made your Whataburger. You want to tip? Can you tip us here? No. I just want my Whataburger, you know? They want tips on everything now. I picked up the pizza from your facility. Tip? No. You made a pizza, you clowns.
Just right on the tip line, just right, don't run with scissors, because that's a good tip. I don't know if you...
Oh, well, that's not
Oh,
bad. Dad joke.
Sorry.
Yeah. Got a lot of comments now. English.
Yeah, Miss Raheem Sandoval says Houston supports Edson Ochoa. And do they do drug testing on the drivers before the race? They probably should. There are many that
They can't hurt anybody.
performance enhancing things
Oh,
like
take
coffee
whatever you
or
want.
Red Bull.
Take whatever you need. Just race.
Lori Vault says driving slow in the fast lane, or as we call it down here, the passing lane. Caning. Red Arnell, if you don't use your turn signals, caning.
Fact. I agree.
Yeah. I hate waiting on somebody to pass by and then they turn in on the road that I'm coming out of. I'm like, well, thanks a lot. Maybe sit
Oh,
there.
it happens all the time.
Caning.
Yeah. We're caning everybody here, I think.
Oh,
is
you leave your high beams on when driving at night when there's oncoming traffic? Caning.
Especially in the city.
Oh my
Caning.
gosh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's another bad one. Man.
I mean, if you take an NFL team out of a city and you move it to Nashville, caning.
Oh, no. The whole town gets at least 5. Everybody in there, even the children. Caning.
That got you brown, didn't it?
Yeah.
That one got me. The 84 gets around the 77 of Jacob Young. Looks like the 6 of Trevor Robertson able to slip and slide his way on through there as well as... Oh, no! The 14 of Dustin Eaton. Computer issue.
What?
Oh my God. Packet loss.
Dropped due to packet loss. So
No way.
So that leaves
Conspiracy.
that you ain't kidding on that one. It's a 33 of Jess Vaught now comfortably in the lead by about 12 seconds over Greg Klein and Trevor Robertson. Oh my goodness, talk about heartbreak for the 14.
I'm already hearing conspiracy on this one. On the track.
What the
Oh
heck
my
happened?
goodness. This internet needs to be caned.
It's internet service provider. Caning.
Yes. Who does he have down there? Cox, what do you got?
It used to be
Sparklight?
Cox, and then it was Suddenlink bought them, and now
Yeah.
called something.
Caning. Call the technician. We're going to cane Dustin Eaton's technician. Full caning.
Jack Dixon said, chew with your mouth shut, or you get the cane.
With your mouth shut.
Peyton McGowan says, people with those bright-ass LED lights, you know?
Oh, I hate that.
Blue
They're in
and
the Jeeps.
white.
Those
Yeah.
Jeep people. The
Or the
Jeep
squ-
people needed caning.
Or the squatting trucks, you know, that look like they're
Oh,
broken,
those are
broken
yeah,
leaf
the-
springs in the back, and they don't adjust their headlights, so they
the
blind you.
squatting
Caning.
truck. Oh my goodness. No, I don't hate all Jeep people, but some of them with those LEDs are obnoxious.
Kevin Clark, somebody DDoSed Eaton for sure there.
That's an old school thing.
That's where
Looks
they
like it.
attack your internet or something.
Yeah,
Like
I think I remember that
interweb.
term. Remember when people used to cheat? They used to pull the cord. You're pulling the cord.
No.
Well, people like in video games, they would cheat by pulling the cord out for a second and putting it back in the wall. That way
Oh,
they'd
yeah.
skip a little bit, and they could kill you on the Call of Duty or whatever the game was back at that time frame. Anyway.
GoldenEye? Are you playing GoldenEye?
The Navy SEAL game, SOCOM. Played that.
I never.
That was fun. It was a good one.
I believe you. Getting close to taking the white flag here in just a second here. These guys come on back around.
Yeah, I got Mike Adamson, Nick Ramsey, and Zachary Hallinan all fighting for some top 10 spots here with 2 laps left to go as they make their way down through the S's. Kind of heading towards the back half of the racetrack. Got the 33 of Jess Vaught still leading the charge here. Greg Klein about 12.5 seconds back, and Trevor Robertson about 8 seconds, almost 9 seconds behind him as we return to the action between these 3 drivers as the white flag comes on out. One final lap left to go here at Circuit of the Americas. We'll tune back in and watch the 33 at Jess Vaught come across that line and head towards victory lane, presumably here in just a second, as the 88 of Mike Adamson continues his charge here in ninth, trying to hold off that 34 and the 74. And on down the long backstretch they go as they try to pick up whatever spots that they can, hustling and bustling side by side. And again, these drivers are still going to have to make another lap because the leader was basically on the other half of the racetrack when he took the white flag. So this battle is going to be going on for just a little bit longer. That is for sure.
Thank Albert Anderson for the awesome suggestion for.
Yeah, he carried this like for 20 minutes. Thank you, Albert. We got
we got a lot of material out of the
Albert.
painting thing.
Yeah, and Lori gave us a lot of
Yeah.
materials. That was a great night tonight.
Yeah, with that, you ain't kidding, as heading into that final turn, as they cross the line for that white flag, that battle between Adamson, Ramsey, and Hallinan battling for 9th, 10th, and 11th, still going on strong as they head up the hill one final time. The 88 hard onto the brakes with the 34 and the 74 in tow. No one able to really get a good run here. Meanwhile, the 33 at Jess Vaught just looking smooth as a butter here going through the arena section. Just a couple more turns left to go before he picks up the win here tonight from Circuit of the Americas. Alejandro Gonzalez coming on down and into pit lane as Jacob Young having a little bit of an issue out there, but Jess Vaught in the 33 machine having one final corner remaining left to go, and there he goes, just absolutely nails it. And for the second time this season, Jess Vaught picking up a race win here tonight. Congratulations there, Jess. Greg Klein slowly making his way back to the line. Will pick up second with Trevor Robertson in tow there, rounding it out there for third. We'll jump back a little bit here to the action with Ramsey, Hallinan, and Adamson, where Ramsey now has found a way to pop around the outside of both the Adamson and Hallinan and finds himself up in ninth. But that battle is not over as all 3 drivers head into the final sector here. Just about 2.5 corners left to go. Nice and smooth exit for the 34 of Ramsey.
Well, that was an interesting race. I can't believe we lost Dustin with the Y. Jess is not going to be happy. I know he's going to be happy he won, but he will definitely
You
Tell
never
how
want to
it
win
is,
like that, you know.
Yeah, he didn't want to win like that. And Greg, I mean, we get to talk to Greg for the first time in forever. Usually he crashes or does something stupid. So
Or
really good to
Lori,
see him up there.
or Lori has to say, "Well, he's the spotlight driver."
Oh, here we go, though. We got a drag race coming
Uh-oh.
back down across the line, battling for this top 10. 88 of Mike Adamson looking to the inside of the 74. Hallinan with the 34. Nick Ramsey. Nick Ramsey holds on for 9th, and Hallinan in 10th, with Adamson very close there in 11th.
See, Hallinan to break the draft went all the way to the right-hand wall. He's like, I don't want him getting close to me.
So a nice little heater to finish up there to round out your top 10. But I mean, that's also kind of how the racing was pretty much all night long. I know we got a whole bunch of kind of extracurriculars in there, but I mean, we saw a lot of good racing, a lot of good passing, and a lot of good side-by-side action here tonight.
There really was, and the drivers showed why, this is one of the great leagues that a lot of people are trying to get into because, it's so competitive and the driving is so good. And, these guys battled those loose conditions coming off the corners all night tonight. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, no, this track is, it is what it is. But I think we had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just stating facts. I like to state facts. You want to fact check that? Go ahead. Fact check me.
Well, you can't be like that to your fellow broadcaster. Caning.
Okay, me. It looks like I think we had a change. You saw that in the spotlight driver.
Yep.
Look at this. Vaught, Klein, and Robertson. Look at that. They're having some fun out there burning down some rubber. Awesome times. I feel like maybe y'all want to cane me sometimes. Is that true, English? You want to hit me with a stick?
I mean, only maybe a couple of times a day, I think.
What's it?
I'd love to beat him.
It's 6 and 10. Time to hit Turner. Get the stick in.
Turner with my old.
I'm tired of that dude. Just hit him. It's a long cane too. They use. It's not the little. It's a big bamboo cane.
Oh, it's
Painful.
bamboo.
I think so. Just with a good
Like
whipping.
sugar cane. I don't know.
It might have been sugar cane. Well, it depends on where you're from.
Hey, sugar cane is the size of a baseball bat. That might.
No, I don't want that. That would
Be
kill
more
people.
punishment.
You gotta whip them. With the.
So it's got to be like a switch, like your grandma told you.
Yes, the switch. Hey, go get that switch over there.
Gotta
Oh,
get a
that's
green
not
one.
good enough. That's not good enough. Go get another one.
My
Yes.
grandma would break them. If you brought her old dead one that was just gonna break as soon as she hit the back of your legs with it, she just
Yeah.
break it. Say go get another one until you brought her a green one.
Oh, I had the same thing going on here.
Anyhow, as the drivers join us up there in the little waiting room, let's go ahead and talk to our first driver here tonight, and it's going to be your spotlight driver, the 81 of our good buddy Chachi, Mr. Jonathan Osborne, with a great 4th place finish here tonight. Congratulations there, Jonathan. A great finish, as well as being spotlight driver of the day. It looked like a very tricky task with these trucks out there tonight. A little loosey-goosey in some of these corners.
Yeah, this track is very demanding. It's if you get on the throttle too soon, too quickly in first gear, she's gone on you.
Yeah, not only that, it's got to be hard not to get lost. I mean, so many of these little sets of turns and stuff. It's almost like some of them could resemble other ones, and I'm sure sometimes you try to get into a rhythm, but sometimes you probably lose track of where you're at. I know I like to zone out, especially tracks. What's that endurance track, racetrack down in Florida that was at the old airport? Anyway, that one.
Oh, Sebring.
Sebring. So I zone out on Sebring, and I'll forget where I'm at on the track sometimes. And I mean, this seems like one of those tracks that I probably do exactly that.
Yeah, And there's no rhythm that you can find here because you're always, something's always happening. You miss your braking zone by like 1 foot and your whole lap is messed up after that because it shifted you for the next complex of corners, and you got to get one set of corners right to get the next set of corners right, and if you mess up, you're in a long uphill battle.
Well, you had a dang good run there, sitting in fourth. So, who'd you like to give some shout outs to tonight?
I'd like to shout out my sister and brother-in-law since they're in a crash last Wednesday. We weren't on air, but they were in a crash, but everybody's good, so I want to shout them out. And then, of course, my sponsors with Larry Donahue at Indecisive Chaos and Josh Bittner at Track Dogs Racing. And of course, you fine fellas and Lori and Jess.
Awesome, man. Well, great job out there tonight. Your spotlight driver of the day and fourth place finisher, Mr. Jonathan Osborne, man. Congratulations and good luck with the rest of the season here, buddy.
Thank you, man. Really appreciate it. Hope it starts going better like the last 2 races.
Indeed. As we jump on up to our podium here tonight, let's go ahead and start with our third place finisher, driver no stranger to picking up some podiums. The number 6 of Mr. Trevor Robertson, your hard charger of the day, up 21 spots. Trevor, congratulations on the third place and charging up that field, man. It must not have been an easy task.
No, definitely not. I didn't help myself any in the last turn. I don't remember which lap it was. Looped it, and then I caught Greg, I know, probably 3 times trying to get around him, and then I think we got net coated, and I spun around and then spun myself back around trying to get going. But man, if any none of that would have happened, and with Eaton disconnecting, which I rip to him, but I really had a chance at it, but I couldn't keep my tires from getting too hot.
That was terrible too. We all felt real bad when we saw Eaton with the packet loss and dropping out. I know all the drivers said they don't want to, something like that to happen to a team, not just a teammate, but a competitor that is just done so well, put so much work into it and everything. But yeah, man, you did great for yourself here tonight. Great job getting up front and staying there. This was a challenging track here, and talk a little bit about what were the biggest hurdles that you had to clear out there. I know lap traffic had a little something to do with it, but probably not as bad as some other shorter tracks. And then after that, talk a little bit about next week. You guys going to Richmond, probably one of the tracks I hate the most. That D-shaped track always threw me for a loop, and I never could get the hang of it. But tell us what you think, bud.
Well, with this race, I mean, I was just trying to keep my rear tires from getting too hot. Monday night, I couldn't stop looping it, so I had to put a stiffer spring in my throttle pedal so I could go slower in first gear on them hairpins. But other than that, it's just mistakes killed me. I know I feel sorry for Eden because that happened to me in the first season at Red Bull Ring. As soon as I passed the leader, my internet went out. But now next week, Richmond, man, it's a short track. About all I can say about it. I'm pretty decent at short tracks. I don't like running them, but I'm usually in the top 5 anyway. So maybe I'll have a shot at bringing home a win.
Well, the one thing about it with Eaton is it's just like a mechanical failure. It happens in racing. It happens in iRacing with the internet stuff. So it is a thing. Congrats. Man, up 21. That's great.
Yeah.
Who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
I give a shout out to all my teammates. They didn't know I like this track at all. Had lack of grip. Had everybody kind of ready for the race to end. But shout out to Jess and Lori for keeping this thing going. You guys in the booth for putting on an entertaining show every night or every Wednesday night. Missed y'all last week. Y'all missed my win at Bristol, but other than that, that's it.
Congrats on that too, man. That is a brutal track and one that we really love to watch as well.
All right. Yep. Y'all have a good one.
Awesome, man. Congratulations to that 6 machine of Mr. Trevor Robertson, up 21 spots on the day. your hard charger of the day to pick up that third podium spot. Great job there for him. With the next step up onto the podium comes the 92 of Mr. Greg Klein with a solid second place finish. Just looking smooth as butter out there tonight, Greg. I know it was a little slippery and slidey, but looks like you handled that truck pretty well.
Yeah, there was nothing smooth about it. It was sliding all over the place. Really loose, really then go tight, and then it was just man, it was a tough ride. I feel bad for Dustin at the disconnect. That was horrible. He was class of the field by far, and man, I know he's got to be chewing up change right now.
Yeah, that's a shame. We hated to see that as well, Greg. And great job out there tonight, tackling this awesome track at COTA. I know you and several of the other guys went and saw some racing again this year, it looked like you guys were having a blast out there. But talk a little bit about your real life experience out there, a little bit about tonight's race, and then talk about next week, which is that crazy D-shaped track at Richmond that I was never able to get a hold of. I never could figure that track out, but talk a little bit about all that there.
Yeah, no, we had a great time down at COTA. COTA's a fun track to go watch a race, especially, the seats I'm at, I've got, a view of the backstretch through 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So really part of the S's, you can see up the hills. A great vantage point for seeing a lot of racing, a lot of action. Great time. A little bit of sunburn this year, not as bad as the first time. I'm not hurt as bad as I was, but it's a great time to go watch the race. Got to see Dustin there, so at least he was in a good mood then, unlike tonight. Richmond, we'll see. I mean, these guys in this league now have so much talent. It's tough for me to get up here towards the front. We'll see how Richmond goes. Usually I like a short track, and it just depends kind of on the mistakes made and things like that.
Well, you did get up here. We hadn't talked to you in a while. The cruise man himself. You still owe me lunch, by the way. I'm gonna collect soon, Greg. But congrats on the second place finish. Who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
Well, obviously, if you get up here, I got your lunch next time. We understand that it's taken care of. Shout out to you guys. Great job broadcast. Can't wait to see this tomorrow. Make the workday a whole lot better. Justin Lord putting this league on, all the rest of the guys here. Even though I'm not running at the front as much anymore, I'm still having a great time racing. They put on a great product.
Awesome, man. Well, great job done by the 92 of Greg Klein, your second place finisher here tonight. Man, congratulations. Definitely a fantastic drive here tonight, and good luck with the rest of the season here, buddy.
Appreciate it, man. 43 days.
Yeah.
43. We're counting down.
Bumper Car Mafia, whoop whoop.
Woohoo! Thanks, guys.
And with that, we'll move on up to tonight's victory at podium here, being led by that 33 of Mr. Jess Vaught, his second win of the season here. Jess, congratulations, picking up the W here at Circuit of the Americas. I know not exactly the way that you wanted it done, but man, you put in the work too. You ran one heck of a clean race. I mean, one of the very few drivers in the single digits for probably incident points and off tracks out here tonight. So you really did a great job to handle that truck.
No, hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I enjoy running this track. Really, this win should have went to Dustin Eaton. I'm really heartbroken for him on that. But for this league, I'll take a win any way I can get it. But unfortunately, hopefully he can just chalk it up like blowing a tire or an engine or something in reality. But I do hate that for him. I know that's a heartbreaker way of, I think he was 30-plus seconds out front. He just has something figured out about this track that the rest of us don't quite have. So we got to go to school, do our homework before the next time we race here. But yeah, thank you very much. Try to keep it pretty clean. It was not always easy. And once he got about 15 seconds out, I just worried about Greg Klein and behind me and kind of minding the gap.
Yeah, you kind of switch into defense mode at that point. And yeah, we know that you and Greg and Dustin, very, very competitive, very close last year. What race was that at Watkins Glen or somewhere? You three guys were all over each other there, or was that here? Was that COTA?
It was COTA one year. I think another year was the Indy Road Course. Yeah, honestly, and probably another. There was a time that I can remember Maybe it was Burke at Watkins Glen. More Burke there, I think.
Oh, maybe so. But yeah, man, you definitely held your own out there. Great race. Great job keeping it clean, like you said. And talk a little bit about next week. Y'all got Richmond coming up, and that's definitely a tough track, that little 3/4 miler.
Yeah, it's interesting because that's one of the short tracks that this league excels at, in my opinion. I hope I'm not jinxing us by saying that, but it's a tough track. But it's interesting, I guess, maybe because it's a little wider, that we're able to race pretty clean there and very competitive. I remember coming a couple of times door to door with Pope, him winning by inches on the outside, and we're able to keep it clean while still maybe leaning on each other a little bit. So I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoy that track. I know a lot of the guys do. Like I said, I just hope I didn't jinx it by saying that that's one of our better short tracks. We'll see.
We had fun tonight. It was awesome seeing the right turns and the left turns. And I know Eden had an issue, but that's like a mechanical issue. Like, it just happens. Unfortunate for him. You got the win. Congrats. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
Yeah, as always, Lori, for doing what she does for this league. I do want to shout out Dustin again. Man, he just was lights out tonight. Hate that heartbreak for him. And my teammates, Mayberry, Kelly Kill, Greg Klein. What a great race for him. And then Kyle and Taylor, as always. You guys for the broadcast, and then this league. These guys, we really had a great showing for this road course tonight. Probably a little bit better than we expected, honestly. So, but thanks everybody.
Awesome, man. And again, congratulations to the 33 of Jess Vaught, your driver going home on Victory Road here from Circuit of the Americas, man. Congratulations. Keep up the great work, and good luck with the rest of the season here, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
And with that, we close things on down here from COTA, and we had one heck of a show for these fans and these drivers out there, having one fantastic race, full with action and battles all over the racetrack.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and this is one of those tracks that's just huge. It's almost 3.5 miles, 20 turns, and it's easy to get lost out here, especially watching it on YouTube here. And trying to figure out where on the track these guys are, because it's kind of hard to tell sometimes from the TV camera views. But I hope the viewers had as much fun as we did, and can't wait to see another awesome road course like this one.
Yeah, I had no idea where I was the whole night, except I know I was on top of a dump in Austin. But fun night, good racing, and we had a lot of fun with the feedback.
And that indeed we did. Speaking of, as we wind things on down, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here tonight. Starting us off on Victory Lane, we got the 33 of Mr. Jess Vaught. Close behind, we're kind of close behind, is the 92 of Greg Klein in second, with the 6 of Trevor Robertson, your hard charger of the day, up 21 spots to round out your podium. Your spotlight driver here tonight and finishing in fourth, the 81 of Jonathan Osborne with a fantastic run. The 1 of David Fite having a pretty good race there himself. We saw him in a whole bunch of battles here tonight, and he finds himself up inside of that top 5. In 6, we got the 89 of Craig Goodenough. He's a pretty good charger here tonight as well, up 17 spots to finish in 6. I know the Goodenough camp's gonna love that one. You got the 23 of Sean McDonald, one of our friendly Canadians up there, able to get on home in 7th. 8th will go to the 28 of George Rincon. 9th to another Canadian, the 34 of Nick Ramsey, having a great battle there at the end, with the 74 of Zachary Hallinan, able to round out your field's top 10.
Yeah, great job picking up a top 10 by Zach there. The 88 of Mike Adamson will finish right where he started there in 11th place. 12th place, Andrew Player in the 18. The 79, Alejandro Gonzalez, who saw a spin earlier in the race, still finished in 13th place. Andrew Cawthon in the 10 machine finishes 14th. Your last driver on the lead lap. Only 14 trucks here finishing on the lead lap. The 01 of Kelly Keel up 11 spots to finish in 15th place. Up a whole boatload of spots there. Austin Paul up 16 spots in the 3 machine. The 19 of Jack Dixon finishes in 17th place. 18th place, Josh Bittner in the 84. The 434 of Kevin Hunt, also one lap down. He'll finish in 19th place. And rounding out your top 20, the best mustache in South Texas, Jacob Young in the 77.
69, Larry Dickerson, 21st. 29, David Mayberry, 22nd. 23rd, Michael Everidge. John Curtis, 24th. Chandler Paul, 25th. Greg Dobson, our Canadian friend, 26th. Dustin Eaton, Dustin with the Y, 27th. He got the screw job tonight. Edson Ochoa, the Ocho, number 28. 29th. Dustin Wade, Kyle Vaught, 30th. Deion Jones, 31st. Ricky Wittenberg, 32nd. 33rd, Scott D. Howe. Robert Chipman, 34th. John Gallagher, 35th. And America's driver, Albert Anderson, rounds it out, 36th. And Lori Vaught, thank you for all you do. You gave us a lot of good ideas tonight and the race control.
Yes, indeed. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and having a great time out here with us, because you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it, and seeing all you fans out there in the chat and watching with us. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live, such as this coming Friday, as we have a live caning of Adam Turner on the broadcast. That'll be fun to watch. I'm just kidding. But, you know, you never know when we're going to go live with some great racing action, so be sure to hit all those buttons. And if you do enjoy any of the racing action, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, so that way, you know, we can continue to grow this fantastic community. We also have to say a huge thank you to the proud sponsors, such as GC Cruise Travel, Blue Fox Properties, Mr. Dave Mayberry, and of course D&D Race Graphics. Thank you all for your continued fantastic support of the VRL, so they can put on the amazing show that they do week in and week out, and it's absolutely lovely. So thank you guys so much for all your great work. And again, reminder to everybody, head on over to trackdogs.net and check out that VRL trucker hat and use VRL as a code at checkout to save $5 on that hat. Be sure to go and pick up some gear here today. And it's gonna be it for us here tonight. I don't know if we're gonna be here on Sunday. It's gonna be Easter Sunday if we are. I got a feeling the NTRL Super Speedway Series might be taking a day off for that one, but I most definitely am sure we're gonna be right back onto it, at least on Monday, as they continue their season that just kicked off for the next gen cars. So we look forward to seeing everyone there for that one. But until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
Caning.
Yeah.